YouTube Nation, Manfit TV, aka Me TV, aka yes. What is wrong with that dude? What is wrong with Daniel Bryan? I don't get it. Look, today's show is brought to you by special request. That's right, because you guys had asked me to talk about Wrestlemania, and I said I'd do it, but you had to give me some time because I haven't really watched wrestling that much as of late. I don't watch WWE that much, and you guys had asked me, to talk about it. So I needed at least a month or so to catch up with the storylines of what was going on. So I wanted to wait, because you guys want me to do the video beforehand, but I wanted to do it afterwards to see how things played out and then watch the Raw afterwards. So we're going to talk about this, all right? But before I get started, I do have some news for some of you guys in sports. First off, UFC. I want to say that Alistair Overeem he failed his drug test, apparently, and they tested him for elevated testosterone. That's right, for his fight coming up against Junior Dos Santos. The link is in the info bar for you guys. Also, Torrey Hunter had guns drawn on him by the LAPD. That's right. And then afterwards, they treated him so bad, the cops said, we're big fans of the team, and we just want to know, you do great work. After drawing guns on him. Yeah. Even he thought it was ridiculous. But I also want to say shout out to Stephon Marbury. For those who don't know, Stephon Marbury over in China won the championship. So he's finally a champion. All right, just letting you guys know that now. So congratulations, Stephon Marbury. Now, I need to go on WrestleMania 28. First off, why did they do the bull Amdrag that bad? I'm saying, 18 seconds, first, the WrestleMania 20, look, I'll play this, I'll start off. The structure of it, the layout, was very nice, okay? The show, not so much, all right? It wasn't that great. I mean, there was probably about 3 big matches that was good, all right? And I'll play this. Undertaker versus Triple H, man, brutal. I loved it. I didn't like some of the, the ring psychology that went on with it. Michaels coming out, getting choked out, super kick into the pedigree. Undertaker, of course, everyone's kicking out. I noticed a lot of wrestling fans do not like people kicking, you do finishing move after finishing move after finishing move, and people just keep kicking out. We see this a lot in TNA wrestling as well, and people absolutely hate it, all right? We see it a lot with Kurt Angle. I mean, and we see it with, the Motor City Machine Guns, whatever they are, Motor City, yeah. We see it with them a lot, too. So a lot of people love to complain about that, all right, instead of just getting caught up in the moment of the entertainment, all right? Now, I want to talk about this a little bit because Undertaker vs. Triple H, a lot of that happened. There was a lot of brutality. Those chair shots were vicious. They were vicious. I like to see that. I mean, I was still waiting for someone to get thrown off the top of the cell. I guess we'll never see that ever again, I guess, you know what I mean? But it was, for what it was good, all right? And I really do think that if this keeps going with Undertaker, they're setting this up for another Michaels Undertaker. I think Shawn Michaels, it's either 2 people that's going to end his streak, all right? That's Michaels or Kane. Either the 2. I really think Michaels has a better shot at doing it, but I'm just saying that's what it seems like it's going to happen. Now, I have to talk about this a little bit. Like I said, Amdrag, I got to talk about this. I've been seeing a lot of buzz on the internet as of late afterwards, after his 18-second loss. I mean, that was just garbage, all right, to Sheamus. I like Sheamus, but come on, you got to give the guy some type of credit. I mean, seriously, Amdrag is a great wrestler, all right? And I put it like this, a lot of talk is coming down the pipe that A-Double is better than him now all of a sudden. And for those who don't know who the A-Double is, that's Austin Aries. Now, look, I have to talk about this because I remember Austin Aries, when he was a young bull just starting out in CZW. See, I remember when he debuted, and I remember when Sanjay debuted in CZW as well, all right? So, as you can see, my indie wrestling roots and, witnessing, wrestling, they go pretty far back. But like I said, after a while, I just stopped watching because, to be quite honest, it just got boring for me. It did. It was the same thing over and over. And I want to talk about that, all right? Because Rock and Cena. You know what Rock and Cena was? Was Rock versus Booker T. That's what it was. The same finish. The same exact finish. Booker T trying to do the Rock, the people's elbow, and then him springing up out of nowhere and Rock bottom. Look, I don't know who's calling this match because for those who know how wrestling goes, they talk to each other in the ear. They coordinate things in the ring, all right? I don't know who's leading and who's following. So I don't know if it was 50-50 with Rock and Cena or it was, I don't know. However, I put it like this. Rock and Hogan was better than Rock and Cena. I'll go out and say that because, it was more anticipation. It was bigger. It was more intense. This didn't do anything for me. And what is with the John Cena here? I don't understand this. I really don't, all right? You have to understand, when I'm looking at wrestling, all right, I'm looking at every wrestler as a guy who's out there putting his body on the line, trying to entertain people. That's how I say. If you think he sucks or whatever, all right? But the fact is, these guys are there, and they break bones, they tear cartilage. I mean, just all types of problems they have, and they still get out there, and they make a living doing this, you know what I mean? Now, look, if you don't like the guy, okay, all right? But from a personal standpoint, I don't understand it. All right, people just have this hate for him, not understand he's the squeaky clean good guy, you know what I mean, who never does any wrong, and the little kids like him, and the women like him, but the men hate him. I get it, all right? But I just don't understand the deep-seated hate for him. Now, for those who don't know, John Cena, the way he started, remember when he started out as you know, as some people call it, default character, you know, like the call in wrestling games, John Cena, when he fought Kurt Angle, came out in his little punk panties and fought Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle pretty much showed him the ropes, all right? And then we saw the Doctor of Thugonomics, all right? And we all knew that was a joke, but it was still funny because, you know, he still had the chain and padlock and he was still trying to cheat. So at least it was funny to watch, all right? It was entertaining to watch. Now we have this straight-laced, he's just John Cena, I guess. I guess that's why people don't like him, all right? We saw the same thing when he fought RVD in ECW, and they said if Cena wins, we riot. And I saw the same sign out there was at WrestleMania. If Cena wins, if he beats The Rock, then they're going to riot. And I'm like, really? Is it that serious? Is it? I don't know. But you know what? The guy handles the hate really good. Hey, it's part of the business, all right? But I'll put it like this. It's amazing how you see Cena hate and you measure it up to say X-Pac hate. I'm just saying. Just legit heat. I don't get it. That I don't understand. But The Rock and Cena, it was okay. I think the best match of the night, and I'll put it like this, listen, it was only three matches that was worth seeing. Because the Team Johnny thing, we knew how that, and Team Teddy, we knew how that was going down. You should know by now in wrestling that heel GMs are the best way to go. You should know this by now. I mean, like I said, the stuff writes itself, so you can pretty much, if you've been watching wrestling for years, or even back in the day, you know how this is going to go. So, yeah, no one likes a good guy GM that much. It doesn't work as well as a bad guy one. People hate, that's why Vince McMahon was so good when he did it, when he was the GM or whatever, and he was the bad guy, it worked, all right? That's why people love the Helmsley, McMahon era at times. I mean, even though Triple H hogged the belt a lot. I mean, still, it worked. Just saying. Everyone likes the higher power to be a bad guy, because then you can root for the good guys just as, the faces, just as much. But CM Punk versus Chris Jericho was a great match. It was a great wrestling match. I love to see the submissions. I love to see, first off, it is a joy to watch Chris Jericho wrestle. All right, it is. It's always entertaining, especially if you've been watching Chris Jericho since the WCW days. Okay, so, or even, even before that, some, ECW days. Like I said, there's a lot of Jericho, that goes around. I really wish he would go back to this. I understand it's still a rock star status. Like when he came into WWE or WWF, whatever you want to call it, he came out like a rock star, you know what I mean? Interrupting The Rock. It was a rock star moment. Now this shiny jacket thing, it lights up. I don't know, but whatever. I don't care. I mean, it was still a great match. And we had talked on Twitter, because, everybody was watching it. And it was funny because we had said, we knew that Brock Lesnar had signed, the week before about, signed a 1-year deal with WWE. So, figured he was going to show up at WrestleMania, right? And when, Brodus Clay comes out and he starts dancing. And you've got to be kidding me. I mean, this is... What did I say to you guys? I hope that Brock Lesnar comes out right now and just squashes him. Just squashes that entire dance. And, of course, he didn't. And I understand why they didn't, because they're trying to get Brodus Clay over. He is a squash machine right now. He's a monster right now. All right? So they're trying to get him over. And so they don't want another person to kill his buzz. I get that, okay? But that dance was horrible. You know what I mean? WrestleMania was okay. I put it like this. Anyone who paid full price for it, I'd have been pissed off. All right? Many people watched it online. All right? As far as for what I saw. A lot of people watched it online. And when talking to you guys on Twitter. And it just seemed like it just was a letdown. WrestleMania, I guess you get caught up in the moment. You really don't care. But it really wasn't that great. I personally didn't think it was that great. Like I said, it was like 3, possibly 4 matches that was good. I really wish they did something with Amdrag and Sheamus instead of just having him just get jobbed out like that. I really wish they would have. I mean, seriously, he deserves better. But when Raw came around, it started to look better because they gave Daniel Bryan, or like I said, Amdrag, or Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call the guy. All right, they gave him almost seems like this quiet mean streak, and I want to see where they take that. All right, like I said, I don't know if I want to keep watching it. I really don't, but it did seem to, you always want to watch the Raw after WrestleMania to see what's going to happen. And, of course, Lesnar came out and pretty much F5 John Cena. I'm sure people got excited about that, so we'll see what happens in the long run. But I need to move on, guys. I said WrestleMania was okay. Like I said, you guys requested it. I'll talk about it. It's not a problem, okay? Now, I need to move on. We got to talk boxing, guys, because this, oh, my God. First off, I want to give a shout-out to Philly's own Danny Garcia. That's right. For those who don't know, he fought Eric Morales for the title. He won. I kind of figured when we talked about this before, I said I was pulling for green. You cannot discount, or discredit Eric Morales due to the fact that he is a legend. He knows how to fight, and he showed in that ring he can still do it. No matter his age, he can still do it. However, Danny Garcia was the guy that night. He was, and I knew it was going to happen. He was stronger, he was younger, he was faster, and technically, if he didn't catch Eric Morales with a couple punches, all right, he had a good chance of losing that fight. But Eric Morales, just age catches up with you. But he can still fight. He can still fight. I'm not going to take that away from him. He can still fight. But as much as I want to talk about that fight, there was something on the undercard that overshadowed everything that night. And that was James Kirkland versus Carlos Molina. Now, we got to talk about this. First off, for those who know James Kirkland's boxing, all right? James Kirkland, for those who know, came out of jail, all right? He did some bad things, went to jail. Now he's trying to atone for it. Of course, he's trying to stay in boxing. He's trying to stay humble. He's trying to get paid. You know what I mean? He's trying to stay on a straight path by boxing. I don't have a problem with that. Many boxers have done it before. Okay, not a problem. Now, here's the problem with James Kirkland. James Kirkland has a tendency of throwing wild punches. James Kirkland has a tendency of getting knocked down in fights between the first and third round. All right, and it happens way too many times. And a lot of people like to credit him for his aggression, but it's his aggression that hurts him so much because of that. But in this fight, he didn't come out that way. They had a game plan. He stuck with it. Molina was dominating round by round. There was some holding going on, all right? There was. But Molina was dominating round by round. He was up on points. If you ask me, he was up on points, all right? Kirkland couldn't do anything. And then Kirkland had to rely on his aggression because he was losing. It seems that's what he does so much. That's why they always, hail him for his aggression, his wild swinging, because he's always down. He's always down, so he has to. You know what I mean? But I put it like this. Once Kirkland started getting a little aggressive, something really bad happened.
Carlos Molina for the amount of holding he's doing. I think he has actually won it one time in the low score. Hey, wait, this is going to be a knockdown. I think it was a knockdown. A knockdown, and now it was 6. Quarterman have the lead for Molina's corner. Molina's finally at the corner. That's the corner. That's the corner. Round still going?
No, I think the ground is over, but the referee has to take into account. Even if it's evidence.
Neither Kirkland nor Molina seems to know exactly what they're supposed to do in this corner. Kirkland is still standing up in the corner. Don Shorty is what? Stopping the fight? No. It looked like he stopped the fight. Rudy Hernandez got into the ring to celebrate with James Kirkland in his corner.
I think what the referee just said was that he was DQ'd because his corner entered the ring during the count. That's a terrible call, even if it's technically the case.
Always something in Texas. Here's a look at the replay. Molina coming off the ropes. Kirkland lands the right hand. Yes, knocked down.
Because you have such an honest style and put in such an honest day's work when you fight. These fans seem to be holding it against you. You didn't make the decision to stop the fight when it was stopped. What do you think of the stoppage of the fight, which in essence robbed you of a clean victory?
Basically, like I wanted to say, I take nothing away from Carlos Molina. He came to fight. He trained super hard. As far as the stoppage, I like to go. Like the same way me and Fred Guru got it, and he's a warrior. Like Carlos Molina was a warrior. We come to fight, so I would like to see what would happen in the deeper rounds.
And I'm asking you as James's trainer, very honest trainer, what do you think of the stoppage?
I think I would want to see 11 and 12. He dropped him. I think Carlos was doing good at the beginning of the fight. I want to see it go. I would have rather see it go to the 12th round. Deserve to see it go to 12th. James had to drop him. I feel like Carlos was holding a lot, headbutting a little bit, but I think he was up a little bit, but James hadn't dropped him, so James was coming on. What would have happened 11 and 12? You got to see him.
Would you give him a rematch?
Yes, I would love to.
Thanks, James, and congratulations. What are your thoughts, Carlos?
Man, I felt good. It was the end of the round, and I got up right away.
He did seem, Wolf told him in the corner before that last round, basically told him he's losing the fight. he has to just go out and really fight you. He seemed to have some success doing that. Did you think you could hold him off?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I fell down at the end right there, but I mean, I felt good.
But there were still several rounds to go, and he seemed to be coming on.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I feel good. I'm in top shape. I'm ready for 15 rounds.
You were dominating almost every round, yet Gail Van Hoy, one of the judges, had you down a point at the end of that fight. What are your thoughts?
What was he watching? I don't know. I mean, what can I say? I'm not a judge. I like to say, well, we'll do it again, you know, whenever.
Your fighter only had 6 amateur fights. You put the only stain on Chavez Jr.'s record. You beat Kermit Cintron. You drew with Erislandy Lara. Now you seem to get a raw deal against Kirkland here. Why does this keep happening to you? You fight so well, and yet you're not coming away officially with the wins.
I don't know if it's, you know, my record or what it is, but I just, you know, it seems to happen to me all the time.
Now, this is a big problem. That's why I want to talk about this because, look, first off, you can't dominate a fight and be down on points. How is that even possible? We've seen this for the previous 3 weeks now with judges screwing boxers. It's, look, boxing already gets a bad enough name as it is as a league. Don't add to it. Really, don't add to it. And this referee, look, I'll put it like this, all right? The referee was wrong for DQing Molina. However, technically, he is right. And I'm going to explain this. I put a link in the info bar for you guys for some blogger. He was talking about how the corner didn't interfere because that's what he was, you know, DQ'd for. The corner technically interfered with the fight, so the boxer had to be DQ'd. And he's trying to say that, well, you know, they never helped him up and things of that nature. That no. Look, if you know boxing, you know how this happens. I will explain. The reason why Molina was DQ'd was because when the corner man came in, he interrupted the count. That's why. All right, is it right? No, because as we know, as you can see, Molina got straight up. He was fine. He was active. There was nothing wrong with him. The round was over. The bell rang. All right. Now I want to talk about this a little bit because a good corner man, please, that guy, he's a good corner man, and I want to explain this because for years, if you've been watching for the past 5 years boxing, what has happened? When the bell rings, a fighter walks to his corner, and what? He's got to stand there and wait for his damn corner to bring in the chair and the water and all that. This guy was actually doing his job. When he entered the ring, all he heard was the bell. When he entered the ring, he had his back turned. He didn't see what was going on. He entered the ring with his back turned so that he can automatically put the chair down. They can get to work on him and you know and give him water and things of that nature. You have to understand that that is a good corner man. He should be hailed as a good corner man, but instead his boxer was punished for being a good corner man. That's what happened, all right, because technically it interrupted. The referee should have used sound judgment on this one. Technically, he's right to DQ him, but come on. You see the guy is up. You see he's fine. There's no problems. The standing 8, yes, it was interrupted, but it's not like he's groggy. He's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He made, I think, a bad decision on that. HBO thought he made a bad decision. Seems like everyone thought the referee made a bad decision. However, I will put it like this. A lot of people are blaming James Kirkland. As you saw in the video, crowds booing him. Like I said, he didn't make that decision. It's not his fault. What happened, you know, that night was the judges and the referee. That's what hurt the match. Both of those hurt the match. Boxing, you have to clean this up. And the problem is, they're not going to. That's the sad part. They're not going to. We saw this for years with Richard Steele. You know what? Don't get me started with Richard Steele. Don't get me started. All right, I'm just saying that we've seen this for years, and they didn't clean it up then. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to clean it up now. They're just not going to. All right? Now I need to move on. For those who don't know, we got some positive news. For those who don't know, a basketball player, Mohamed El Sakari, scored 113 points in his basketball game, and actually, it made ESPN.
You really can't blame him. The former BYU Hawaii guard scored 113 points in a FIBA Asia game last night, becoming the first player to go over the century mark in that league. The 6'4", 27-year-old El Akari attempted 69 shots, including 59 threes, hitting 32 from beyond the arc. Some other numbers now. El Akari connected on 40 shots from the floor and just 1 free throw. Before the game, El Akari, who played high school basketball in Houston, Texas, was averaging just under 8 points per game. Afterwards, he thanked his coach and his teammates for keeping him in the game. By the way, his team won 173-141.
Now, when I saw those stats, the first thing came to mind was Yo, he's jacking. He's jacking. You know what I mean? He's jacking. But he's making them. So he's the hot hand. You can't even fault him for it. You know what I mean? I mean, the rest of the teammates are probably just sitting around watching, but still. But every time you have something that's so outstanding in that type of merit in sports, there's always someone that comes around and overshadows it with negativity and just hurts the sport altogether.
Replay, it happened in the second quarter. There's Will McDonald. Ayan, kinarating siya. Ayun! After mga 10 minutes, yun! Yung delayed reaction ni Mick Penisi.
Hindi baka napuwing.
Ewan ko, pinag-isipan mo na niya kung masakit o hindi eh. 1, 2, 3. Ano eh? Alam mo, ibig sabihin talaga niyan, si Mick, bago siya may gawin, pinag-isipan niya na mabuti.
Hindi, tsaka...
Hindi siya padalos-dalos, di ba?
Eh, tsaka, you know, at the end of the day, nakuha niya yung gusto niya. Di ba?
Natamaan ng bola sa ulo?
Now, is that the worst performance ever, or is that the greatest flop ever in mankind? I don't know, but it makes the sport look bad if you ask me. Now, the guy who threw the ball at him was ejected from that game. As you can see, tensions were overflowing. You can see the way they were guarding each other. He just got frustrated, and they kicked him out the game for it. They did. But it's just sad to see someone flop like that. Yes, it's funny, but come on, you cannot do something like that. Come on, just get your acting career started. Really, just go do it. And this is what's hurting basketball these days. This is what I'm talking about. But I need to move on. Basketball players. We got to talk street ballers. I want to talk about apparel. I know it's been a long time. It's been about, what, a year or so since I did an apparel video. I'm going to add it into this, all right, real quick. We're going to talk today knee pads and ankle braces. That's right, guys. Listen up. If you're a street baller, we got to talk about this. McDavid. I love McDavid knee pads for street ball. I'm going to explain this. Now, you see these knee pads? These type of knee pads? These are suction type knee pads. I'm going to show you this, all right? You see how this is? Do you see the sturdiness in this? All right, now look. When I wear these knee pads, all right, when I play, it feels like, you ever have a car and the wheels break, I mean, the wheels, you know, the tires leak, or they just, you know, they bust or they break or they pop, and you're trying to get your car to go flat, and you're trying to get your car to, say, like a gas station, but you can feel the rim slowly moving. These are your tires. These are your tires. All right, now put it like this. It has so much stability because when you put them on, they suction to your knee. And I want to put it like this. And I'm going to explain this. Why? Because these new McDavid Hex Force pads, these 644, I mean, these 6440s, these, yeah, with the little padding in the front. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Can you? Yeah, you can see it. Look, there you go. You can probably see that. Yeah, absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. I'm sending these back. All right, and I'll explain. All right, these pads, as you can see, they support everything around your knee, around your leg, all right? We're talking muscle, joint, bone, everything. So if you fall, this actually has some shock protection, all right? So this is very thick. And like I said, it's suction, so it will stick to you. Every once in a while, you may have to pull them up a little bit, but, you know, because you're sweating. But other than that, this is a great, I'm telling you, these are great knee pads. However, I want you to see the difference. You saw that, right? Look at this garbage. Look at this. Look how flimsy this is. See how flimsy that is? Look. Look how flimsy. Look, there's no support, no protection around the damn knee, around it. The front of the knee has great padding, all right? But everything else on the side, anything, there's no protection. It's just so damn flimsy, it's garbage. And to think that they had Dwayne Wade sponsor these are garbage. Don't buy these, especially if you're falling. Like I said, right in here, in front, great padding in the front. Problem is, no support in the rest of your knee, and the rest of your cartilage, and the rest of your joints. It's garbage. Look how I can twist this. Look at this. This is garbage, all right? These, you can't do that. As you can see, they're thick, they're stiff, they will support you, all right? So please, make sure you get the right knee pads if you wear knee pads for street ball, okay? Now, I want to talk about this as well. We got to talk about these. I don't know if you guys can see this. D Rose, that's right. Y'all see these? Now, I'm sure you've seen these on the, these are the Speedwraps, the ankle braces. I'm sure you saw these on the commercial with D Rose when he's, when he's sort of the Matador with the bull in that commercial when they're trying to do the Ad Zero commercial, and you see the Speedwraps he has on his ankle with the sneaker. All right, now at first I wasn't sure if that was part of the sneaker or not, but then I found out it is an ankle brace. So, for a person who wears ankle braces for stability, I wanted to try this out to see if this microfabric technology was actually really good. And let me tell you guys, this Tech Fix stuff, let me tell you, these are a dream. No longer of the days of wearing an ankle brace, you know what, the plate that's in the side of them that digs into your ankle. No longer do you need those. These, I'll play this. If they ever come up with a second version of these, I'll probably buy them. But if not, these will be the last ankle braces I will ever need in life. These things are so good. They are so light, and I understand, look, you're saying, well, look, it's so flimsy, it's so durable. How is that possible? Trust me, it works like a dream. It is so light, and it protects. Look, I'm going to show you now. See it? All Velcro. It slides in here, right? And then you can go around to the side, and you can catch it. It sticks. Regardless, it sticks. And you can machine wash these too. I haven't tried to dry them. I machine wash them and air dry them. I don't know if anything will happen to them if I actually put them in the dryer. But I'll put it like this, guys. These things work. Now, I have to say, fair warning, people, in here, let me say, in here and in your arch, I'm telling you now, it can get a little tight. So you may have to adjust from time to time, all right? But once these suckers are on, you're going to, I'll tell you, it feels like a whole new lease on life. It does. Like, I'll put it like this. Without these Speedwraps, my leg felt like I was walking a tightrope. You know what I mean? Now that I have these Speedwraps on, it feels like I'm walking down, like I actually have a broader base. I'm walking down a concrete street. There's a difference. All right? I'm telling you, there's a huge difference. There's so much stability in these. Adidas, you did a great job with these. An amazing job with these. Like I said, these will be the only things I'll ever have to wear. Unless you come up with an updated version, only things I will ever have to wear. Like I said, there's some adjustments you'll probably need to do in here and in the back, and like I said, in the bottom of the arch of your foot. But that's it. These are amazing. People do not sleep on these. And it's kind of funny because a lot of people will say, you know, D. Rose did have ankle problems. Why wasn't he wearing them? Yeah, I don't know either. All right? These things are a dream. And the thing is, after you tighten them and whatever, you go out and you play basketball and you take them off for the day or whatever, guess what? After you take them off, it still feels like you're wearing them. So your ankle stays aligned. It's amazing. This is a great product. Now, I got these on sale for like 20 bucks, $23. I believe the average retail price for these is $30 per ankle brace. They are worth it. Trust me. They are light. They are durable. They will fit in pretty much any sneaker. I'm telling you that now. All right? They're actually kind of stylish. When you put on your sneaker, if you're wearing a high-top sneaker with them, the only thing you're going to see anyway is probably that part. That's all you're going to really see anyway. So it goes with pretty much any sneaker. The design is beautiful. You're going to have to, I'll tell you now, all right, these are actually a large, all right, because of the way my arch is, all right? You'll have to adjust for sizing. And they give you, I believe there's a sizing chart on the box somewhere, I believe. Yeah, there's a sizing chart right here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. You see that? There's a sizing chart. So they let you know what's going on. I'm telling you guys, street ballers, if you're having problems with your ankles, like I said, it is a great product. It protects you. Between these knee pads and these ankles, I feel like a tank. And I'm not saying in a slow, and I'm not saying, in slowness. No, I feel like a tank. I feel pretty much indestructible, all right? Because of the fact that there's so much shock absorbent, and you can just, I don't want to say you can play reckless, but you can play somewhat fearless. Now, I want to say it's because you're saying, Vin, why do you have so many, problems? Because I did stuff with shoes before and ankle protection. You say, this is your second video on ankle protection. Why are you having problems with, your ankles? You getting broke down or something? No, it's because back when I used to jump a lot and dunk on people, I used to get low bridge a lot. People are very nasty when you're in the air, and they get mad that you keep dunking on them, okay? So I know how it feels to be low bridge and land on your ankle wrong or land on your neck wrong and things of that nature. I know how it feels. People are spiteful. They are, okay? But with this stuff, I actually feel, like I said, not indestructible, but you can play a little bit more fearless. You really can, and it really helps. I'm just saying, guys, if you're going to protect yourself, do it the right way. Because, like I said, without your legs, you don't have your wheels, you're done. You're done. Anyways, guys, that's it for the week. Next week, I got a lot to talk about with the Flyers and the Sixers. I'm telling you, I got a lot to get off my chest next week. We got a lot of sports. I will talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. I'm out.